Hello, bienvenidos, and Happy New Year, and welcome in to CSOP for this edition of Maccabi Basketball. I'm Charlie Bentham alongside Charlie Goldberg, and today we have a great matchup on tap for you. We have the Maccabi Masters 35-plus team against the Australian Open team, and let's get right into it, Charlie. Both these teams struggling coming into tonight.
Absolutely. We see the U.S. Masters team once a dominant force in their own division, now really struggling to find their own 2 feet, struggling to really get their head in the game while competing in a brand new, younger, hungrier division, being the Open division. A really intriguing story all around here.
An intriguing story indeed, and for more on that story, we're actually going to send it down to the third member of our crew, Julia Levine. Julia?
We'll talk to Julia in a little bit, some technical difficulties there, but a really intriguing story going into this one, Charlie. We have the U.S. Masters team, a dominant force in their division. In fact, the league called them and said, hey, we're going to move you into this other division. Now they're facing some younger, hungrier cats.
Yeah, Coach Cahan is really excited about this new and exciting challenge for this USA team, and I think we should get right into the keys to the game.
Absolutely, Charlie. There's a lot of keys to the game. The first one being endurance. The U.S. brought 8 competitors for their team, and now, well, they're playing 5v5, so it's not very easy to conserve all of your stamina along those lines. So really learning how to keep that endurance in till the 4th dangerous quarter, very important as well. Also learning how to use your height. You have a lot of guys in the U.S. who are just really tall, so learning how to put your guys out there, learning which guys to use at what times, that's also important as well.
Yeah, and it's an interesting perspective for the Australian team. They're probably going against some older competition than they ever have before, and what's going to be the keys to the game for them in order to take out a victory today?
Well, Australia, and we were watching their practice very vividly, they're incredible shooters. They know what to do from beyond the arc, they know what to do from the foul line. As long as they really keep on shooting the ball at the pace of what we've seen during their practice, I think they'll be in very comfortable shape.
And for the U.S., a large part of the game is going to fall on the shoulders of Matt Minoff. He is the player to watch, sponsored by Freedom Mortgage. Freedom Mortgage, freedom to own your dreams. Tell us a little bit about him.
Absolutely. Matt Minoff, an absolute giant of a human being, a tree of a man. Very dangerous inside the paint. He's extremely tall. He knows how to dunk with one hand, block you with the other. A pro all around and a really important player to the game.
Well, a huge game coming today. Both of these teams 0-2, chomping at the bit to get into the win column. And I know we had some technical difficulties earlier, but we're going to try again now with the third member of our crew standing by, Julia Levine.
Thanks, guys. This is actually a Masters 35-plus team competing in the Open division, which has never happened.
All right, it seems like we are still having some technical difficulties, so we'll look to tend to that and hear from Julia at one point today.
Absolutely.
But for now, the stage is kind of set. This 35-plus team, they have this kind of chip on their shoulder going against this younger talent, I would say.
Yeah, the 35-plus team, as per mentioned, once dominant in the Masters, now find themselves in a rare 0-2 situation. They took on the younger United States Open team, their first game, came out with the loss there, and they played a really close competitive game against Argentina as well, and it was extremely close. It came down to really the final couple minutes, but Argentina came out with the win in that one.
And we were speaking to Coach Cahan before, and he mentioned to us that they really want to play Argentina in the playoffs in order to get to that golden game, so they kind of have a bad taste in their mouth from the way they lost. They were up with around 4 minutes to go. Matt Minoff fouled out of the game, and then everything kind of fell apart for them.
Yeah, we mentioned Matt Minoff, our player to watch, an absolute tree of a man, extremely tall, and he's somebody who the team really relied on when it came to their defense and offense as well. He's called the floor general for a reason, and when he got fouled out of the game, things went really, I'd say, sour for the United States. So the United States looking to not only play Argentina again, but have Minoff in for the full game to get their vengeance.
Yeah, he's 6'7". He actually could bring the ball up the court. He's such an elusive and dynamic kind of player. A lot of big bodies on this team. Paul Vitale, number 21, he's 6'8" guard as well. Matt Minoff, 6'6". Eric Barvin, a center, he's 6'8". He's not even starting. I mean, this team is packed with height. It'll be interesting to see if they can use it to their advantage today against a much smaller and more evasive and fast Australian team. A little bit younger, a little bit more high-flying. They're going to have to shoot their way in order to win this game. But they have the capability to do just that.
Absolutely. Not a single member of the U.S. squad today under 6 foot, really saying something about how important height is to this team. And well, they were in the former Masters League for years and years before. And when they were in that league, they dominated. And when I say dominate, I mean literally dominated. 70-plus point victories on average for this team. So now really, you know, finding themselves in this new situation, they're starting to get their footing. They're not getting those 70-plus victories, but they're rather coming close to nail-biters, which is something they have never seen themselves in before.
Yeah, now we're going to do the starting five before this game tips off. For Australia, it is Jared Fibashenko, Michael Aminov, Sammy Mervis, Nico Taranto, and Cody DiBartoli. And the game is just tipped off. Avi Fogel with the ball. We'll get to all the names throughout the action. Avi Fogel, a great shooter on this team, and Matt Minoff down low in the low post.
Yeah, Avi Fogel, actually a commercial pilot for American Airlines, but he's been playing ball his whole life.
That three was no good by Vitali, and back come the Australians, looking to get on the board today. Their first possession, ball almost poked away by Fogel. Floater no good, fight for the rebound, knocked out of bounds. It'll be USA basketball.
And that's what I was talking about with Matt Minoff right there. You saw how he was in the paint. You saw how he literally put up just one hand, and from then on out, he was able to swat the ball outside of Australian offensive contention.
And you see early on, U.S. looking to work that ball down low, kick it back out to a three. Fogel a little strong. Toronto grabs the board.
Great attempt there beyond the arc from Fogel, but no luck to his amount. Australia, though, incredible shooters. Look at that right there.
Yeah, Aminov gets the Australians on the board. So 2 3-point misses from the United States. And the Australians get out to an early 3-0 lead.
It is so essential for the United States to block Australia from beyond that foul line, from beyond that arc, because that's where they're going to bring in the most points.
Sammy Mervis gets called for the blocking foul. It was nice to see there. Matt Minoff had an open three, decided to pump, rip, take it inside. Drew the contact. It's Berger to inbound now for the U.S. Foul called.
I like this guy, Berger. He's a defensive specialist. He's been playing at Princeton for 4 years, so he really understands the fundamentals of the game.
Fogel mid-range jumper, that's too strong. Tip to Fibashenko, and he'll look to push. Berger got his hands in the way. Good transition defense there by the United States. Minoff. That's a three from Vitali. No good. U.S. struggling on the offensive end, and look at Australia push.
Australia using that speed to their advantage.
But Levy says no on the rejection. Floater inside, fouled and one. Jared Fibashenko.
And we talked a lot about the upsides of the United States and their heights when it came to defense, but that's a downside. You know, their hands so big, the odds are of them fouling the other team to be obviously way higher.
That's an interesting perspective, one that I've never heard before, but it could be the case as the free throw is no good.
That's what you get here in the Maccabi app.
Yep. But Michael Aminov, I want to just note, taking it inside on some bigger players, not afraid to get blocked, and he did, got his own rebound and then set up the and one basket.
Yeah, we saw that pick and fly attempt there. It sort of works, but overall in hindsight, Australia gets the ball again.
Mervis gets fouled from behind by Berger. That'll be his first. The U.S. getting some solid looks from the outside, just unable to hit as of now. I'm sure Coach Kahane would like to see them try to get something working inside a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely, Charlie. And, well, the two of us sat here for a couple hours. We really watched the Australian team practicing it to work. We noticed their speed and their shooting, the two biggest things.
As finally the U.S. gets on the board, that's Oren Levy.
And to continue what I was saying from before, we noticed their speed and their shooting. They really know how to bring up the pace going down the court, and with the U.S. only having 8 men on their side, it's tough to keep their endurance, especially in that dangerous fourth quarter. So Australia could really use that to their advantage.
A beautiful dump-off pass there by Aminov, and it's finished off by Fibashenko. Berger cross-court, Fogel catch and shoot. That'll be a 2, and he gets it to fall.
We said Matt Minoff was the player to watch, but Avi Fogel, definitely somebody as well to look out for on the court. Extremely dominant. He's been a pro. He knows what he's doing exactly and where to shoot from.
Cody DiBartoli hits that mid-range jumper. So both teams started out a little sluggish, but the offenses seem to have gotten going these past couple possessions. Minoff. Dangerous pass cross court. Gets it there. Catch and shoot. 3. No good. Oh, look at that board. U.S. using their height. And Minoff will reset. Oren Levy, such a big presence. He'll set the screen up top. Corner now, Vitali. He'll try a triple. That's good. So finally, the U.S. gets a 3 to fall.
A very heavy reliance on threes from both teams here in this one. Why do you think that is?
Well, the U.S. has been working it inside and then kicking out as that ball is thrown away by Aminov, but they're looking to use that height down low to kind of open things up outside. And if their shots aren't falling, I'd suggest that maybe they turn around and try to get a couple looks from down low. It's easier to hit a shot that's a little closer in, maybe get fouled, get to the line. But as of now, they're only using their height to open up their shooters. Obviously very capable shooters, but have yet to really see the ball go through the net.
A very adamant point you made just there. The U.S. definitely has the height advantage. I'm surprised they're not going for more layups, for more dunk attempts.
No good on the layup. Was Fogel. Minoff thought about it. Vitali, he's going to pull a 3. That's 2 straight. So Vitali started off a little bit cold, but has hit his last 2.
Vitali also somebody to look out for. When we interviewed the coach yesterday, we actually sat with Vitali as well. We noticed his calm demeanor, but obviously today he's not calm at all. He's ready to leave it all out there on that court.
DiBartoli too strong on a 3. Beautiful rebound there by Captain Jack. The captain, Jack Bissett, for the Australian team. He couldn't get the layup to fall. Back in transition, come the United States, and Avi Fogel finishes off that nice little move.
Great speed there shown by Avi Fogel. Truly knows what he's doing.
Corner 3, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay here with Australia.
And speaking of Fogel again, he was the MVP of the Maccabi Games in 2022 in Israel. So this is not his first rodeo. Yeah, absolutely, Charlie. It's a really close one here. From the get-go, perhaps our viewers were a little bit worried about Australia and how really impactful they've come out right out of the gates, but it's definitely going to come down to the nitty-gritty and the wire in this one.
But we also mentioned at the outset of the game that the U.S. has struggled in fourth quarters. They get a little bit tired. They only brought 8 players, thought they were playing in the 35-plus Masters division. Now they're playing with these young guns, these high flyers, and they're going to have to find a way to conserve that energy down the stretch.
Well, what's funny about that is Coach was actually contacted by Maccabi a week before the game started, and he was informed that his team would be moving on to the open division because of their dominance. He brought 8 players to prepare for the Masters division. Now he needs more players desperately, and that's really their biggest adjustment here, using their endurance with only 8 players while playing 5v5 basketball.
Coach Jared Kazar for Team Australia, coaching them up. Probably a learning experience for him too. He's got a lot of height to deal with, instructing his team on how to open things up a little bit. As Cody DiBartoli starts with the ball at the top of the key. Catch and shoot, triple is good. That's Aminov. He was the player to look out for on this Australian team. Coach Kazar described him as just a young guard. High flying, he could shoot the ball, he could facilitate, make things happen down low. And we have already seen it a little bit to open up this game. Vitali, could he do it again? No good. Grabbed by Fibashenko. And here comes Aminov. Crisscrossing, Euroing inside, and he uses a little English on the finish.
Well, Australians do speak English, and, well, he speaks points. How about that?
It's Fogel now. Minoff working his way down low, gets rejected by the rim. Ball knocked out of bounds, it'll stay with the United States.
A very rare block on the very tall Matt Minoff.
Josh Orbach checking into the game for Australia. Eric Barvin checked into the game for the United States at the timeout. Minoff was stepping out of bounds when he caught that basketball. Frustrated with himself. This USA team has been together now for a few years, so they know how to play with each other. I can't say the same for the Australian team, as that three is on its way off back iron. Nice rebound there.
Yeah, and
by Jonathan Berger.
The biggest thing Coach emphasized was the family aspect of the team. You know, they've been playing together for years. They've been going to training camps. They eat together. They always hang out together. They travel together. They do practically everything together. So the family aspect of the team is really the biggest thing Coach emphasizes, because he thinks that's the most important factor for them to get really along and on the same page.
And while you were talking, Aminov had a beautiful behind-the-back dish. You could tell he's a special talent. As number 2, James Chernovsky checks in for the Australians, and Dustin Simcox checks in for the United States.
Yeah, we mentioned that family aspect. Well, he's the newest addition to the family, Dustin Simcox. But he's getting along with the team quite well, and the team has really worked hard to incorporate him into their family.
And he's got the ball now. Barvin, Fogel. That's an open triple on its way, bottom. Avi Fogel. But back right away come Australia. They do not let you break.
Avi Fogel averaged 20 points per game over in his career in Israel, where he played for numerous teams and was the MVP of numerous games as well.
Chernovsky hits a 3. So a good response there. James Chernovsky just getting into the game.
Anything you could do, we could do better, says Australia. Let's see if Fogel can follow it up.
Minoff fakes the dribble handoff, takes it himself inside, underhand scoop finish.
Wide open in the paint was Minoff. Maybe Australia said, you know what? This gigantic man with the ball is coming right towards us. We shouldn't even try.
Driving kick by Bassett, ball poked away. Minoff decides to slow it down.
Fogel, Minoff, Vitelli. All dangerous beyond the arc.
Fogel tried to step into one. Off right. And good hands by Dustin Simcox. Gets the steal on the transition defense. So back and forth we go. Teams have been a little bit sloppy with the basketball. And as I say that, another turnover by the United States. Aminov almost got it poked away by Minoff. It's like both these teams want to lose it a little bit. 3 on its way. Oh, he's got it again. James Chernovsky off the bench on the board.
A high scoring, very close affair between both these teams as we come down to the final minutes of the first quarter.
Simcox, no good on a triple. Aminov. Oh, beautifully done inside. That'll be a charge. Simcox got himself planted outside of the restricted area. Aminov making sure he's okay, so some good sportsmanship shown.
Yeah, great job there by Simcox, just really staying still, holding his ground in the paint to ensure that Australia get that charge on that one. He didn't move a muscle.
Timeout called by the U.S.
It was a very intriguing play there by Dustin Simcox.
So we're actually at a timeout right now. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back into CSOB. We have around a minute left in the first quarter. It's been a tightly contested game thus far. Both teams starting out a little bit slow. Have gotten their shooting going of late. It's been Paul Vitale for the U.S. It's been James Chernovsky for the Australians as Dustin Simcox works the ball down low. Fogel almost loses it. Vitale uses his body, throws the ball up, no good. Rebound knocked around, and Team Australia is going to end up with it. Fibashenko, oh, beautiful pass to Aminov, streaking down the court. He'll finish with the right hand.
Found his man wide open there, kind of crisscross applesauced it. Really smart playing there by Australia as we are down to the final 30 seconds here in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
7 seconds on the shot clock. Fogel open for three. Can't get that one to fall. Ball will roll out of bounds.
We are now under 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter here in Buenos Aires, Argentina. A very close affair between the United States and Australia.
Ball stolen by Levy. They're going to have to hurry. Vitale puts up a triple. No good. Time runs out here on the first quarter. Australia leads the U.S. by a score of 22-17. And a really interesting first quarter. We spoke at the outset how the U.S. team was going to try to use their height. It hasn't really seemed like they've done that so far.
Absolutely not. From what I've seen with the U.S., their main thing is endurance. They're really trying to keep up with the pace of the Australians, really trying to catch up with them down the court and inside the paint in an attempt to block their shots just on time. The U.S., though, really putting up a good fight so far.
And for this Australian team, Michael Aminov has been able to kind of facilitate, work his way inside, kick the ball out. And it's really one pass shot, right? Not long possessions for this Australian team. They're really just kind of slinging the ball, running and gunning, and that's what we said that they were going to do, and they've stayed true to form. So it's going to be interesting to see if the U.S. can kind of mend this game into one that they want to be playing, into a style that they want to have. Ten minutes on the clock.
We now take a look at Australia, one of the many teams in the perhaps most competitive division in the entire Maccabi. That is the men's open basketball division. Remember, the United States, a Masters team that dominated the 30-plus-year-old division, now moved on to the open division to take on some younger, hungrier cats in an attempt to really make the games more even and fair.
U.S. looks like they're in a 3-2 to start this quarter. Ball gets swung to the corner, three-pointer on its way, and it's good.
Right off the bat in the second quarter, a three-pointer.
Jared Fibashenko. Simcox now.
It's important for the U.S. to not let that three get to them. They need to really close up this gap before it widens even more.
Levy with that blow by. Cuts the lead back down to 6.
Great block there as, oh no.
He just almost got hit in the booth. I got the ball now, about to be the hero. Send it back in.
That's some expensive equipment we got there. That would have not been too good for us.
Cross court, catch and shoot, short, rebound by Minoff. So with this 3-2 defense, the obvious place to work the ball into the corners as Berger is fouled.
Yeah, we talked about Berger before. Not only was he a walk-on at Princeton, but he actually won gold in the men's 35-plus division in Israel, and he was even in the Forbes 30 under 30 in finance. So he's a really impressive man with a really impressive resume, and he's looking to add to that here in Buenos Aires.
A lot of these players are very impressive. I like to call it the All-USA networking team.
Oh.
A lot of very smart and successful players on this team, taking out of their time to play basketball, represent their country. Another three-pointer on the way is no good. I mean, this Australian team shoots threes legitimately every single possession down the court.
Absolutely, and that's kind of the pattern we're seeing with the Australians. They're either sprinting down for layups or just hitting it from beyond the arc.
Fibashenko might have gotten away with a shove there. He'll take it himself down the court. Good trap there by the USA, forcing the Australians to kick it back out. Again with Fibashenko. He'll drive it inside. Minoff there to greet him. Pass and shoot. Three-pointer's good. That's Cody DiBartoli.
Just another building block there of the Australian shooting team.
As that ball was turned over, layup could not be put down. So the U.S. looking to break. It's Minoff. Cross court, Simcox. Triple. Short.
Good attempt there, though, by Simcox. He was wide open. Unlucky, though, with the attempt.
Tarnovsky, that's a three. He's got it. Timeout, U.S. And the Australians jumping all over this American team, up 31-19.
In front of a ruckus crowd here in Buenos Aires, Argentina, at the CSAB. Buenos Aires is watching this incredible matchup here between these two teams, as Australia now has really taken that lead and really extended it.
And what do you think the U.S. has to do defensively in order to kind of prevent these threes, as you watch the replay right there of Tarnovsky knocking that one down? But what are they going to have to do? Because it's legitimately every single possession they're putting up good, solid, open looks.
And that's the issue, really, overall with this team. You know, they only brought 8 players. They were alerted last minute that they were moving on divisions. They only brought 8 players in preparation to be in the other division. And really, stamina is the big thing there. They need to find their man. They need to sprint down the court and catch up with everybody on Australia. But, you know, with only 8 players and 5v5 basketball, it's tough to do that and preserve stamina until the fourth quarter.
It's an interesting point because they find themselves playing a zone, which oftentimes allows you defensively a little bit more leeway. It gives you a little bit more break. Man-to-man, obviously, if picks are set, you have to be very vocal and you have to fight through.
Now, I think man-to-man might be, sorry to interrupt you there, I think man-to-man actually might be the way in this situation, given the strong height advantage of the U.S.
It'll be something to look out for if Coach Kahane decides to switch up the defense. As of now, U.S. down 31-19, looking to cut into that deficit as Fogel gets fouled at the top of the key. Rubenstein, number 14, checks into the game. He'll inbound the ball.
Michael Rubenstein, a really high-energy, high-octane player, works really hard. And when he drives to the basket, he's unafraid. He could be unstoppable in that paint.
Minoff got fouled inside, and it was nice to see the U.S. team work the ball around, get it inside to their big, and he got fouled. He'll get 2 chances at the free throw line. See there, number 20, Bailey DiBartoli, brother of Cody DiBartoli, gets called on the foul. First free throw rolls home. Second shot, same result.
It's all about closing that gap that Australia has really built up early on in this quarter so far. The United States now only down by 9.
That ball stolen there by Vitali. Fogel. Minoff. Minoff works his way inside. Strong take. Layup can't go. He got his own board. Goes up at it again. No good.
Oh,
grabs his board again, and now is finally fouled. What an individual effort.
Talked about an athletic specimen. He just went through not 1, not 2, but 3 man multiple times on end until he either made it in or in that case got fouled. What a beast.
And you see the mindset change there. In the past 2 possessions by the U.S. team, working the ball inside, letting their bigs go to work. Matt Minoff, he's going to be tired after that possession.
Absolutely there. It was a fight.
First one, no good. Tips it up back to himself. My goodness, and he's getting harassed down low.
He's remarkable. Once again, they don't call him the floor general for nothing. He really knew how to control everything down over there.
Yeah, and you can see they're working the ball into him on that low block, but he also, and it seems like we have a timeout called. We might have had an issue with the scoring here. But it looks like the teams are now just going to go to the huddle. And while we have this time, we're going to go take a look at the standings for the Opens division. The United States Opens team, they're 2-0. This team is not the Opens team. This is the 35-plus team. They're at 0-2. Australia as well, 0-2. Argentina, 2-0. All these teams will make it to, I guess, the playoffs is what I would call it. And then the one will play the 4, the 2 will play the 3, and then the winner of those 2 games will play for the gold. But as we mentioned at the outset, this United States 35-plus team, they got beat by the Opens team. Coach Cahan will say we'll give them that. But the Argentinian team, they felt like they had it in the bag, and they just kind of gave it away.
Absolutely, and well, as per mentioned, this team, once in a league dominant on their own, finds themselves in a really more competitive Open division. So that's kind of why they're 0-2, chomping at the bit here. But they really want to take on Argentina, as you mentioned again, perhaps in the playoffs.
And Coach Cahan spoke about how he's trying to foster an environment of just happiness and hard work, right? And it's important to him that the players really gel with each other and become more of a family. And we mentioned that's why they brought the family up here. But they had never lost, right, coming into this game. Coming into this tournament, they were 5-0 in their past 2 tournaments in the 35-plus division. But now having lost, it's important for them to kind of lean on each other in order to forward their success, hopefully, as the tournament goes along.
Yeah, it's easy to win as a team, but it's not very easy to lose as a team, as they're really learning how to come back from all this adversity and really balance on each other to find their strengths.
Seems like there's a malfunction at the scorer's table, which is why the players are now just warming up. I think we're going to send it to a quick break, and we'll be back when things get sorted out here. Welcome back in. We're back ready for gameplay. Second free throw on the way by Minoff is good. So he's hit his last 4 free throws. 7-point game. How will the U.S.'s defense fare against this extremely good shooting team in Australia? 3-pointer on the way. No good. Offensive rebound. That's huge. DiBartoli all wide open in the corner. He took his time. Did Cody DiBartoli no good. And now Minoff up to Fogel. He's got a step. Pass was a little too strong, so he'll look to reset. And something happened again here. The shot clock isn't working. So some technical difficulties as Michael Aminov is going to check back into the game for Team Australia.
You know, when both these teams move as fast as they do, it's really difficult to keep up. So my sympathies do go out to all the people working the tech, scoreboard, and shot clock along those lines.
Yeah. I guess the unsung heroes of every basketball game are the clock managers, the shot clock managers. Rarely do we see issues with them, but we'll get this figured out.
And speaking of unsung heroes, let's talk about Maccabi Media, this incredible program we've been a part of. We're all over social media, on YouTube, Maccabi USA, on Instagram, Maccabi USA. We're posting all types of coverage on every single sport imaginable. So if you want to keep up with all the action, please be sure to follow us.
As they're in a timeout, I want to mention that this game between the U.S. Masters Plus 35 team and the Australian Open team is brought to you by Evolution Health Group. Evolution Health Group, we have evolved.
And also, this match is brought to you by Campus Apartments. Campus Apartments offering students a higher standard of living. Now let me tell you, Charlie, as a Syracuse University student, I've really come to such a high standard of living thanks to Campus Apartments. They've really helped me grow and really develop inside of the dorm room, so they're a great sponsor to have.
All our sponsors are great sponsors to have. Teams warming up. It's going to be interesting to see how these long lapses in the action affect the players. We're going to send it to another commercial break, and we'll come back when the teams are ready to get back after it. And we're back. Hopefully things with the clock will stay solid throughout the rest of this game. And we can get back to basketball with Matt Minoff. Vitali, another three. Rims out. Rebounded by DiBartoli. Aminoff, catch and shoot, triple, bottom. Look at that. This Australian team, I've been so impressed with their shooting. We spoke about it at the beginning of the game, but they really lived up to the hype so far.
Yeah, and we saw our standings earlier on, and, well, if you're a fan watching this for the first time, you might find it surprising how Australia is 0-2. They're really performing as if they're a 2-0 team. Really talks about how really competitive this division is.
Fogel with three on the shot clock. Tough jumper, back iron, rebounded spot for. The shot clock went off. It shouldn't have because the ball hit the rim. Steps into another three, no good. Offensive rebound, Team Australia. Another triple. He's got it. James Chernovsky. And I sound like a broken record, but three after three after three. The U.S. team is going to have to adjust defensively.
Exactly, and, well, they're making these threes because they're simply open beyond the arc. If the U.S. were to take their taller individuals, instead of keeping them low in the paint for an attempt at a rebound, they shouldn't even have to try to get a rebound for those threes. They should be beyond the arc, trying to block as many of them as possible.
Vitali did not get the three to fall. It's Minoff now. Kick out Rubenstein. That ball's blocked.
Beautiful block there by Australia.
Aminoff, rip through, pass down low, layup is missed. Cody DiBartoli cannot finish the beautiful feed there by Aminoff.
And as I just mentioned, they should have the taller guys be beyond the arc, and that's kind of what happened there, and really, it helped them out.
Fogel, catch and shoot, that was butter. But here comes Australia in transition. Oh, Vitali says no, sir.
No, sir, indeed, Charlie. Talk about a block. Talk about a stuff.
Minoff and Rubenstein subbing out as you watch Avi Fogel knock down that three-pointer. And as I say his name, he knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Aussie.
It seems like over the past 30 seconds, the U.S. really just got a light bulb for their defensive side.
So that's the third offensive rebound in the past couple minutes for this Australian team. We spoke about the U.S.'s height, but Australia doing a good job crashing boards. Vitali catch and shoot three. No good. Ball knocked around. It'll stay with the U.S. Three's not falling right now. I mean, Fogel made one on last possession, but in general, they haven't been shooting at such an efficient clip.
Vitali was wide open there beyond the arc, but he's such a big man. You know, he shoots a very powerful three. Needs to put a little bit less emphasis on the ball.
Well, that one was short. It's going to be Australian basketball. Simcox does not love the call.
No, very controversial there call
Now
from our officials.
The refs will discuss, and it'll stay with the Australians. Michael Aminov, Chernovsky.
Chernovsky and Ivanov, really the two fundamentalists of this Australian team. You got to watch out for them on all fronts.
That ball was partially blocked by Levy. Good job closing out on a 3. Fibashenko checking back in for Team Australia, along with Sammy Mervis. 10-point game, 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. That 3 well off. But Berger grabs the rebound.
Saw that fight for the ball there as it ends up going to Jonathan Berger. Really had to hustle and really grab it.
Vogel cannot get the mid-ranger to fall. Back comes Team Australia. Mervis works his way inside, throws it up, 2 shots coming.
And that's kind of the strategy that you've never heard before, that I've mentioned before. You know, you got 2 big guys on defense. If you're running towards them, the odds are you're going to get fouled. But they're going to foul you.
Sammy Mervis. I guess if it fits, it chips. That'll count for 1 point. That's a bank. Can't get the second shot to fall. And now the Australians are picking up at full court. Fibashenko on Fogel. Offensive foul called. That'll go on Fogel. He doesn't love the call.
The U.S. can't let this get into their heads. You could see the frustration starting to show on their faces, on their appearances. That's when you lose. When you mentally lose, when you mentally check out due to frustration, that makes the game all that much harder.
Three-pointer never had a chance. The U.S. comes back the other way. This is Berger. Simcox blow by. He'll get fouled.
The newest addition to Team USA's quote family, Dustin Simcox.
And we've seen the U.S. team on the defensive end do a better job of closing out on the corners. See if they could continue doing that.
Simcox, who's now at the foul line, first time playing ball for Maccabi, who developed European players. And really, if he gets going, he really knows how to cook.
Yeah, he's an interesting story. He actually does. He represents players and he develops them. Largely European players. So he's around the game all the time.
Yeah, he's an agent. So when he's looking for talent, he knows exactly what to look for and he knows kind of exactly how to play. He plays for what he looks for when it comes to the game.
Matt Minoff checking back into the game. And look how aggressive they are on the corners. That's a contested shot by Aminov. No good. Rebound is tipped around, and Simcox will come away with it. Minoff. Nice pass down low. Fogel open for 3. Rattles at home.
Nice 3 there by Fogel. Clean as clean could be. Found himself in an open situation. Took complete advantage.
And you could see the bottom 2 on this 3-2 really forcing these corner players to give the ball up as Minoff skies for the board, but it's knocked away. I mean, and bodies are just going everywhere. Foul's going to be called on Matt Minoff.
Once again, that beautiful 3 there by Avi Fogel. Truly a remarkable athlete.
Timeout's called with 1:20 to go here before halftime. And what do you think Coach Cahan is saying to his team right now?
I think they're saying, you know, get your head in the game. Stop being frustrated over the foul. Stop being frustrated over the speed of the Australians, because once you lose mentally, that's when you lose for good. I think Coach is really saying they got to emphasize their defense. Block as many shots from beyond the arc as totally possible. And I think that he's really kind of cooking up a good strategy here with this team.
Yeah, and it's actually, this tournament was his first time losing as a head coach. Again, we've spoken about it a few times now, but they were 5-0 in their 2 prior 35-plus Masters tournaments. got moved down to this open division, and he actually played, and he was a 2-time medal winner. Played in Chile, in the Pan Am Games. So he is an experienced both player and coach, and has really brought this team together, but has had to face adversity and deal with it this season, something that he hasn't had to deal with so far as a coach.
Exactly. He's a man who's used to gaining gold medals and gaining gold for his team. Finds himself in a unique contention for bronze situation, unless this team really flips the switch here and adjusts to this new league.
But no matter the score, it is so impressive that all these guys are playing at such a high level.
Exactly.
And they're not old. They're older, though, than people in the Opens division are usually. But after I call the game, my back hurts. I have to sit down, let alone playing, and I'm 23. So it is extremely impressive what these guys are doing. They're playing hard. They're playing fair. Putting on for their country. Putting on for the Jewish people. If that ball is poked away by Fogel. Simcox fouled from behind. The Australian team did not like that call. Luckily, they didn't get called for a technical. Let the emotions kind of get the best of them.
No, and as we get closer and closer to the end of the second, U.S. really slowing down the pace of this one. And that foul may be intentional when it comes to that.
Simcox going to have a couple of chances at the line. Can't convert on the first. And for all the good shooting that the Australians have done thus far, it's a 6-point game. And if the U.S. just kind of figures it out a little bit more on defense, and you see them adjusting defensively, making it harder on this Australian team, they're going to be able to get back into this game.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, the U.S. maybe even tried to get fouled on that one, sprinting down, because the more foul shots they get, the more opportunities for those single points really make all the difference.
We're now under a minute, and it's Minoff. Fogel. Here comes the on-ball screen. Doesn't take it.
The floor general, Minoff, passes it to Simcox for three.
Yeah, he buried that one. Missed the 2 free throws. He's like, you know what? Let me move a little further back. And actually, they're going to give him 2.
Maybe stepped right there on the arc with Simcox, but a great shot nonetheless.
Aminov, haven't said his name in a while. Couldn't get the mid-range jumper to fall.
The United States has been so impressive over the past couple minutes.
As Fogel, that's a deep triple.
Does this work?
Can't get it to fall. 10 seconds left on the clock. That's a 3-pointer. Back and forth we go, and Aminov knocks it down. 5 on the clock. U.S. is going to have to hurry. They don't realize it's Fogel, half-court heave. Oh, he got it!
Mamma mia, Charlie!
Avi Fogel, the half-court prayer, answered. What an electric way to end this first half. We got ourselves a 4-point game. Wow. You just see off 1 foot with 1 hand. Golly. Man, oh man.
Oh my Hashem, Charlie. Avi Fogel from beyond the foul line, from beyond the half line. I'm so excited I can barely even speak. Just throws it up for a prayer, goes in. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either, Charlie. I can't believe it either. I've never heard that one before, though. And now we're going to send it down to the third member of our crew standing by with Coach Kahane. Julia.
Thanks, guys. I am here with Coach Josh Kahane. Can you please tell me what went well for you in the first half of the game?
Yeah, I think we really got what we wanted. We got a lot of open shots. I think the offense was really flowing. I think defensively, we really shut down their shooters, and I think we got a little tired. When we got tired, we started closing out a little bit late. They went on a little run, but I think we really fought back.
Yeah, and what are your strategies going into the second half?
So I think we got to keep stopping the transition game. They're young, they're energetic, keep it at our tempo, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we get in our offense early in the shot clock so we can run our stuff and get our shots.
And how are you trying to conserve energy going into the fourth quarter?
I'm just screaming as loud as I possibly can. We're a little short-handed, but the passion is there. We're working as hard as we can.
Great, thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Coach Kahane. So yeah, he mentioned that they got a little bit tired and they stopped closing out on the threes, and we saw that. And then they've made a bit of an effort on the defensive end to kind of push their two bigs out a little more to the corners, and it allows them to not have to give as much effort on that closeout. So it'll be something to watch as the game continues.
You know, maybe we should just give it to Avi Fogel from beyond the half for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that would be an interesting strategy.
Seems like it's working.
Yep. That was an unbelievable shot. We're going to send it to break, and we'll be back with second half action. And we are back. The second half has just gotten underway. After the fireworks at the end of the first half, as that three is no good by Vitali, with Fogel hitting the half-court heave. A 4-point game. Mid-range jumper, no. Foul's going to be called, though.
And for those of you just joining us here in beautiful Buenos Aires, Argentina, let's recap you all on the story. The United States Masters team, once dominant in their division, was actually moved lately into the younger Open division. Here is where they're trying to find their feet, and they're really struggling to stand up on their own here. They're now 0-2 against another 0-2 team in Australia, and they're learning a lot playing against these young cats.
Well, let's give them the credit that they deserve. They've been close games. They're a competitive team. They're not getting run over at all. They have a chance to win the gold for sure. Coach Cahan has supreme confidence in his team, as that was a deep three, no good. Shot was by number 20, Bailey DiBartoli.
And Charlie, while we continue to play catch up with our audience, let's talk about that, oh my God, that half-court shot we saw by Avi Fogel right on the buzzer going into the half.
Yeah, off one foot, off one leg. It was unbelievable as Vitali has the ball in the corner. U.S. will reset. Wow, little crossover into a triple by Fogel. Couldn't get it to fall. Back come the Aussies. Aminov, catch and shoot triple. And he tell you how many he got with that. All three of those. Man, Aminov could hoop.
Aminov, one of the three players that the Australians have really been using to their advantage. Just giving it to him beyond the arc, and that's where he's most dangerous.
Rip inside, it was Levy. Out to Simcox. Cannot get the three-point to fall, rolled around the rim. Australians in transition.
Yeah, but look at that, surrounded by three of the United States' biggest men.
Fogel traverses his way inside, flips it up and in.
Three big men leading to the U.S. getting the ball, passing it to Fogel. He gets two. Great playing all around there.
And the Australians, even on made buckets, they're pushing. Layup did not go. But I like the idea. Everything fast, fast, fast. Hiring out the smaller and older, smaller in terms of amount of players per team, USA team. Simcox, catch and shoot from the corner. Never looked good.
Yeah, and let's talk about that smaller aspect of the, oh my goodness.
What a rejection by Minoff. The highlight reel play, he got back on defense.
Talk about a stuff there by Minoff. That's why he's our Freedom Mortgage player to watch, Charlie.
Now look at this replay here. Bailey thought he had the open look, but Minoff out of nowhere, no sir. An athletic play, a high energy effort play by such an important piece for this U.S. team. So he did it on the defensive end. He's now got it on the offensive end. Minoff backs his way inside. College layup and one. Tough.
Well, as I was saying before that, wicked stuff by Minoff. The United States has only 8 men here to really play catch-up. And they're playing 5v5 basketball. As we take another look there at that AM1. And that's really their biggest issue. When they get into the third, when they get into the fourth, they have to really keep track of their stamina and their endurance when it comes to substitutions.
Yeah, they had that Argentina game. It seemed like in the bag. But then Minoff fouled out. Bench got short. They just didn't have the stamina to finish them off. Find themselves now 0-2. But you know, they fought hard today. They're playing a good game of ball. Catch and shoot three from the corner is no good. Australia grabs an offensive board. Fibashenko gets fouled. And it's interesting to note that because the U.S. is closing out so hard on these three-pointers, it's opening up the middle of the court. And now, while Australia is still shooting these threes, it's the rebounding, the offensive rebounding, which they're taking advantage of. The bigs have been drawn out to the outside. As you see Minoff there, closes nicely on a three. And that's who the responsibility falls on. It's the far side defender. They have to get down, and the guards as well. Minoff gets the ball in a nice front. He'll get fouled 2 shots.
And when you're a far side defender the size of Vitali, things aren't too difficult for you. You really just need to get one hand up in the sky. Odds are you're going to get the rebound.
You saw there, beautiful front by Matt Minoff. Baited the defender, who was Orbach, to go for the steal. He did not. Minoff to the line for two, connects on the first. And on the second, he's been money from the free throw line. He's 6 of 6.
Minoff also a man who has been at the foul line numerous times in this one.
Cody DiBartoli. Fibashenko now. Ooh, beautiful fake dish to the corner and then connects on a triple. That's a big three-pointer. It looked like the U.S. was getting right back into it. Lead back up to 4.
But before the half, we saw the gap between the U.S. and Australia. Australia was actually leading by over 10 at one point. U.S. shortens that gap to now 1 point. So it could be anybody's game here.
Fogel turns the ball over. Oh, it's a transition three. And nothing but net, if even that.
Shot so clean, we don't even know if it fully went in.
Oh, the ball didn't go in. Well, we just got faked out here at the booth. The ball did not go in the net. The score still 46-42.
So did the entire Australian team. You heard their roar and their cheer with that shot, and it looks like
there's a debate going on right now on whether the ball went into the hoop.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to take a quick look at that. Our officials are going to take a quick look at that and really decipher what's going to go down.
Basket's going to be no good.
You know, I've seen threes like that your whole life. You know, you shoot the three, it looks like it goes in, but it's actually an air ball. But it's so clean, it kind of resembles a three.
As broadcasters, we are very, very familiar with the air ball, which is why you see us in the booth and not on the court.
A deceiving air ball, if we were to call it anything.
So we're just about ready for action. Berger with the ball for the United States. Almost got it poked away. Good aggressive defense there by the Australian team. It's Minoff.
Minoff used Simcox perfectly there for that pick.
Oh, and a beautiful off-ball cut by Simcox. Got himself open. Berger on the rebound, no good. Ball tipped around. Who wants it? It's the Australians. It's Cody. Cross-court ball tipped. A three on the way. That's good. And one because there was a foul underneath the hoop. So Bailey DiBartoli gets the three to go.
That could lead to a potential 4-point play for the Australians. We take another look here.
It's not a 4-point play. It'll be Australia basketball because the foul was off the ball.
Excuse me, a potential 5-point play.
Or
they
even
make
6.
Or even 6, yeah.
Catch and shoot. Could it be 2 threes in one possession? No. Side of the backboard. U.S. collects. And it's Minoff. Uses his body nicely when he dribbles the ball. Vitali. Minoff. He'll get fouled. That'll be on number 2, James Tarnowski.
Both teams going into this 0-2, looking to do whatever it takes to get the victory. Maybe that's why there's a lot of fouls in this one. Really just reaching, throwing kind of proverbial darts at a board, hoping something will land, hoping something will stick and hit. Maybe fouls might be the way there, as unintentional as they are.
Nice inbounds play. Vitali can't connect, but Levy skied for the board. Vitali, that's a triple, off left. Ball poked away, it's Cody. If he gains possession of it, he's a little all over the place, blocked from behind. Golly. Eric Barvin. Using all that 6'8" and that wingspan. Jeez Louise. Three-pointer on the way, short. Here comes Vitali in transition. Smartly takes it back out. Berger, he gets doubled off to Vitali. And Minoff will start at the top of the key. They'll reset. Here comes the double. Vitali, ball on the deck, gets to his spot, puts up a floater. No good. Ball tapped back out to Minoff. He'll get fouled. That will be a blocking call on Cody.
And another foul there by Australia.
That's their 5th foul. We play by FIBA rules here, so that'll be 2 shots. And that's going to be something to look out for. Every foul now is going to be 2 shots for the U.S. team as the first one falls. I don't think Minoff's missed a free throw today.
This must be a great feeling for Minoff as somebody who actually got fouled out in the last season game, taking on Argentina. Extremely frustrating for him there. As somebody who was once fouled out is now getting fouled on multiple times on end, helping to kind of gain vengeance for his team and helping to kind of gain all those points back that he could have helped gain while not being fouled out.
Minoff back into the game for the Aussies.
Yeah, Minoff really a dominant player from the 3. He's been quite unstoppable as well as inside the paint. A dangerous individual.
Minoff pumps, pulls, rims out. Ball knocked out of bounds by Fogel to stay with Australia.
Once again, we thank all of you guys for joining us as we're reporting here live from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Tremendous basketball game on end. And we appreciate all of your support.
Oh, beautiful ball movement there by Australia. 3 does not go down. Vitali now. Oh, and U.S. moving the ball as well.
Major sense of urgency there by the U.S. driving down the court. As Fogel now looks for an opportunity.
Works his way inside, trying to kick it out. Ball deflected away. Back comes Minoff. He's got options. No one looking to put up the shot. Instead, it's a 3-pointer, which is off. And Minoff will grab that rebound.
Almost stuffed it in the nick of time there, but the 3 off to the luck of the United States.
Yeah, Fibashenko had a chance on that layup, decided to pass it instead. He's got to just go up with it. Can't be scared to miss layups. That's okay. You got to put them up, though. Now it's Minoff. Vitali. Fogel. That's an air ball.
Fogel so used to shooting 3s. When he was actually closer to the hoop in the 2 range, he overpowered it.
Orbach couldn't clean that up. The U.S. is going to slow it down. 49-44, 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's been a tightly contested matchup. Both teams going on runs. Shooting has fluctuated. Vitali, let's see if he can get going again. He hit 2 threes back-to-back in the first half, but hasn't really been able to get in a rhythm since. Ball poked away. It's Fogel. Minoff with his left. Lead down to 3. And some more clock issues.
Minoff and Fogel, a great duo. The Shaq to his Kobe Bryant, perhaps. Working really well down the court, passing it back and forth to each other. Minoff, the man who gets all the rebounds. Fogel, the man who really takes it into the hoop.
We're almost at that time of the game where the U.S. tends to get tired.
Yeah, and that's the big issue that we're going to really see and notice pattern-wise in this one. U.S. has 8-man. They've been subbing people in and out while playing 5v5 basketball.
And now we're going to have a special chance to go inside the huddle with Coach Kahane. We're going to see if we can get some audio here.
Hey, we're tired, but you can just dig deep.
Guys,
we'll blow them out.
They have no answer. They have no answer down low, okay? They have no answer, but we got to keep pushing. Let's keep going to Oh, welcome home, Maddie. Good job. Let's keep going down low. But we got to come out on the corners, all right? We're getting a little bit lazy on the corners. Let's fight hard.
Yeah, we gotta
come on.
That's where we're getting hurt.
49-46. Let's get some stops. Let's build some momentum, all right? Let's go in here, guys. Come on. Work hard. 2 minutes left in the third.
Let's go.
Guys, let
Transition to Matt.
no, this one. Let's try that horns again with Matt, okay?
I got it.
Okay? Let's try to hit Matt. Come out, swing out, set the pick. Let's try to get Matt going to the basket, okay? Matt, all the guys taking you are in foul trouble, so keep hitting them hard, okay? But let's try.
Levy, you play the 5, I'll play the 4.
Okay, let's do it one more time here. Avi's got the ball. Avi's got the ball. We have Levy and Matt right here. Matt's gonna come out. Avi's gonna dribble over. We're gonna slide, set the pick. Matt, you're gonna roll, and then Levy, you're gonna roll, all right? Let's try to get something easy going to the basket here. 49-46, all right? Let's go, guys. Play hard. Finish the quarter hard. Everybody in. On three. 1, 2, 3.
That was a really cool look into the huddle. The idea, clear and obvious, they're going to try to get the ball to Minoff, and they're going to try to force the ball inside, and it's been working of late. Coach Kahane obviously has been waiting for Minoff to stop shooting threes. Maybe not stop shooting threes because he can shoot as well, but use his size and body to his advantage. Work the ball down low, get some easier looks, get in some free throws, and it's worked in the third quarter, and they're going to keep on going to the well until the Australians prove that they could stop it. And
Absolutely. Sorry to cut you off there.
No worries.
Some really cool viewers' hindsight we have going on here as we were kind of brought into the huddle. We heard the game plan and strategy of Coach, and now our viewers know what's going on. We want Matt Minoff with the ball. Coach picked up on the pattern of him getting fouled over and over and over again. He's looking to take as much advantage of that as quite humanly possible.
And if you're the Australian team, you're going to have to try to make sure that Minoff doesn't get the ball with either A, ahead of steam, or B, too low in the paint. Try to force him to grab the ball with his back to the hoop at around the free throw line. It'll be tough for him to score there. But the U.S. drawing up plays in order to get him that head of steam. Seems like there's still a clock issue. So it's crunch time. Both these teams wanting to get into the win column. Again, this tournament, it's a fun tournament, but it's a competitive tournament, and teams really do want to win. And to go 0-3 into the playoffs is not something that either of these teams want to do, obviously. So this game is going to mean a lot, and these next 11 minutes and 52 seconds are going to mean a ton to both these clubs.
Yeah, and despite the fact that every single team will make it into the playoff bracket, it's all about momentum. And when you go into a playoff bracket being 0-3, that momentum just slips away from your side and makes things all the more difficult.
And I want to go back to that huddle because I forgot to mention it right out of the beautiful audio which we heard. But Coach Kane spoke to us and he told us, listen, I have so many players who know just as much, if not even more than me, about basketball, right? So he allows his players to kind of be their own player coaches in a way. They all have the ability and are encouraged to kind of give their input on plays on how the game is going. And he saw it in the huddle. Ultimately, the final call is Coach Kahane, and the onus is on his shoulders also. He takes responsibility, he gets the final call. But you saw within that huddle, all the players communicating, saying, why don't we run this? Why don't we do this and that? Right? Matt Minoff saying, get me the ball down low. And that's so interesting. And Coach Kahane goes, oh, finally, you're home, right? Get your ball down low. And that's exactly what we want as we welcome you back into the booth. And we're going to have to see if the players communicate well down the stretch and are able to kind of forward this attempt at a frivolous comeback.
Absolutely, and yesterday we actually spoke to Coach Kahane, and he really told us about how his team runs. It was a great observation he made this there. Kahane said that his team runs as one. He makes the final decision, but when it comes to strategy, when it comes to game plans, the team all works together in one cohesive unit, coming up for the best strategy possible.
And he has a lot of players who played on Ivy League schools, so some really smart individuals.
Ivy League schools, Israeli pros, all that and so much more going into this U.S. team that was once dominant in one division, but is now really struggling to find their feet here in another division. It's an all-around great game, though, and we thank you for joining us.
So I think we're going to go to break right now as we're still figuring out what's going on with the clock, and we'll be back with some more action. Welcome back. We're just about ready to resume action. Again, we're still in the third quarter, 2:02 to go. This game between the U.S. 35-plus Masters team and the Australian Open team is brought to you by Freedom Mortgage. Freedom Mortgage, freedom to own your dreams.
That's right, Charlie. And I'm still young. I don't really have mortgage needs yet, but when I do get my mortgage needs, you know that I'm going to have some Freedom Mortgage on my side.
Both these teams dreaming of a win today. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Australians. Aminov on the wing, guarded by Berger. Beautiful pass out to the corner. Drive by, back out to Aminov. Fake pass, he'll pull. Too strong, offensive board. Three-pointer from Cody, got it. Cody DiBartoli just with the doctor order for this Australian team.
You saw that pump fake there leading to the assisting pass. Really smart there on offense.
How will the U.S. respond? We are under 1:30 in the third quarter. Levy. Fogel. Vitali. Corner Minoff. Triple on the way. Too strong. Air ball. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, but it doesn't matter because it was a shot clock violation. And the U.S. had drawn up a play to get the ball to Minoff, but they didn't go for it in the end. At least Minoff driving inside as he's now fouled is Aminov by Levy. As I was saying, we heard in the huddle that the ball was supposed to go to Minoff, working his way into the paint. Instead, it was a three-pointer and just wasn't good out of the hand. Two shots coming now for Aminov.
Yeah, they couldn't find Minoff in the paint exactly, so they had him shoot it beyond the arc. It was a good attempt, but Vitali tried to catch it, and Vitali couldn't catch it because he actually thought that somebody fouled him. And he actually argued with the ref because of that.
First free throw was good. Second one didn't want to fall. Fogel calls for a screen, works his way down low, gets fouled, two shots.
Great pacing there by Fogel. Didn't think twice, just went right for it. Got fouled, unsuccessful in the shot, but still has an opportunity here as he steps up to the line.
Substitutions here coming before the first shot. Interesting.
Fogel, a man who really spoiled to the game. When I say spoiled, he's used to gold. He won gold for the 35-plus Masters team while competing in the Maccabi in Israel. And he looks to try to get in trophy contention here. Medal contention, trophy contention, same thing. It's all valuable.
Valuable it is indeed. 6-point game. Fogel went 1 for 2 from the line. Cody. Fogel with the steal. Active hands. Here comes Berger. Takes it strong. Layup no good. Rebounded by Australia. And they'll look to push. It's Cody. Out to his brother Bailey. Three-pointer on the way. That doesn't fall as well. Back and forth we go. We're under 30 seconds. Vitali. Minoff head of steam. And the ball was between two players. I think it was meant for Vitali. Barvin got a hand on it.
We're now down to 10 seconds in the third quarter here in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Nail-biter of a matchup here between the two teams.
Fibashenko, corner knocked away. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. 1.8 to be exact is what they're showing on the clock here. Enough time for maybe a catch, dribble, and a shot. Ball knocked away. There's not going to be a shot taken. Quarter comes to a close. 6-point game. 10 more minutes left. We're going to go to a quick break. We're not going to go to a quick break. We're going to actually send it to our third member of our team, Julia, who's standing by. Julia?
This U.S. Masters team just brought on a new player, Dustin Simcox, number 55. Dustin runs a sports management firm that reps athletes in the WNBA and NBA. He also played collegiate basketball. I talked to Dustin before the game, and he said he was excited to play. He also said he was integrating well with the other close-knit players. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Julia. Yeah, and again, this team very tight-knit. Adding another player as the new player could be tough sometimes to integrate and get into the flow of things, not only on the court, but off the court also. But it seems like he's fit in nicely. He's definitely fitted on the court. We saw him knock down a couple of shots today. Off the court as well, though, he seems to be gelling.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier, Charlie. Coach really emphasizes the family aspect of his team, and they've all played together for years. Dustin, the new addition to the family, so they've really tried to incorporate him into the activities they partake in, and he's really tried to be incorporated into the eating sessions, the training sessions, into everything all alike, and it looks like he's fitting in like a glove.
And now we're up to the fourth quarter and a storyline coming into the game, and we've mentioned it a few times, but now we're going to get to see how it actually plays out. Is the U.S. team going to be able to sustain their stamina, sustain their pressure on this Australian team? And they've been fighting back now for 3 quarters, but are they going to be able to sustain this going into the fourth? They get tired. They have a short bench. They're a little older, so it's going to be interesting to see, and we're going to be able to see pretty quickly if this team has the toughness and the stamina to compete in the fourth quarter. And we're underway.
Yeah, Charlie, we can play catch up one more time for the fourth quarter.
Oh, beautiful take inside. James Chernovsky, the lefty.
Once again, final time saying this, the big story going into this game, the U.S. had a dominant force. They were in the 35-plus Masters division. They were unstoppable. But Maccabi called them up. They said, hey, we want you in the open division, a more competitive, young, hungry division.
That's a big response by Vitaly there.
And in that division, you will be playing full on time. So now they find themselves in a younger division, taking on a much younger team, finding and adjusting to new ways and skills.
Oh, that ball's blocked by Minoff. Here comes Berger on the fast break. Kick out, Simcox, triple, short.
Great
ball
attempt
knocked
there.
back out, and the U.S. will retain possession. Vitaly, he's got to get going. Minoff, Simcox, they play catch. Simcox, another 3. This time it falls. Dustin Simcox, as the shot clock expires. 2-point game. Foul's going to be called on the U.S. Fouls reset at each quarter. As you see the replay of that Simcox triple way downtown, a couple steps beyond the arc.
The third member of our broadcast team, Julia, spoke about Simcox during our break, and he's been quite the addition with threes like that.
3 hits the side of the backboard. And the U.S. now have a chance to tie up this game and maybe even take a lead. It's Minoff. They were looking for this matchup. Let's see what he could do. Here comes a double. Kick out. Simcox open for 3. No good. Who wants the board? It's going to go the Australian way. That's a pump. Takes an inside floater. Foul. 2 shots coming. That's a hard foul.
Very good pump fake on Vitaly.
Hopefully Fibashenko's okay. That was a hard foul.
Yeah, so we take another look at that replay. We see the pump fake leading to him going into the paint, going for the floater attempt, but he falls back.
2 shots coming for Fibashenko.
Despite the pain, a great grind there, and a very good play as well.
They're just going to clean the floor now. Don't want anyone to slip.
Don't want any lawsuits on our hands here in Argentina.
Aminov checking into the game. It's a long 40-minute game. There have been a couple breaks. I'm curious how that's affected the players. We've had some clock issues.
it's definitely affected them mentally, Charlie. You know, we've seen the frustration arise on the faces of the United States competitors. And while in this game, you know, you're taking so many breaks, all you can think about during these breaks is why you're frustrated, why you're angry at the other team. I'm sure it's not really helped.
First shot, no good. Lead stays at 2 for Australia. 4 right now. This is Michael Aminov. Vogel. He's harassed from behind, and eventually gets fouled by Chernovsky.
Chernovsky all over Vogel there. Almost a bear hug from behind. Didn't give him any room to breathe.
And Aminov shot that second free throw. I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe it was because of the injury. Minoff now at the low block. Oh, look at that drop step. Kick out. Vitali straight on triple. Got it. Matt Minoff making things happen. Vitali finishing it off.
Great drop step into the 3 there.
Three-pointer on the way. No good. Ball tipped around. It's Australia. Chernovsky. Corner. Aminov. Catch and shoot 3. Short. Another offensive rebound. Floater's good and 1. Bailey DiBartoli. And things beginning to heat up.
Speaking of heat up, the crowd here has nearly doubled in size over the past 5 minutes. Things are getting really rowdy here at the CSAB in Argentina.
See the replay here. Good offensive board. The floater by Bailey DiBartoli gets fouled by Oren Levy. So he'll get his chance at a 3-point play.
Both teams are 0-2 as we come down to the wire in this one, looking to do whatever it takes to get that 1-2 record in this one compared to the devious 0-3.
Free throw is good. And look, a full court press instituted by Australia. It was a soft press, easily broken by the United States, and they'll look to set up the offense with Avi Fogel. Minoff, head of steam, cross-court burger. Vitali triple. Off iron. Rebound was fought for. Minoff's got it.
Great
Fogel,
rebound.
wide open. Rolls around the rim, no. Tip out. Simcox, it's the 3rd chance at this possession. Minoff will slow it down. Fogel. Inside. Thought he got fouled. Nothing called. Back comes Australia. Blocked, foul called. It's going to be on Minoff. Fogel unhappy. He felt he got fouled on the other end. See the replay here. There's Chernovsky. The strong take. Minoff did get him on the arm, it looked like.
Now, as I was mentioning before, you see the shock on the face of Minoff. Such a tall, giant man. He didn't try to go for the foul there. He just tried to hit the ball, but his wingspan's so giant, he hit the player. But let's talk some positive talk about Minoff. He had a brilliant rebound while the United States was on offense. Ball was nearly going out of bounds, but he caught it just in time and passed it back out to Vitali.
And he's having his way right now.
Extremely valuable.
On the offensive glass, also facilitating inside. He's been kicking it out. I'd like to see him maybe try to finish one. Let's see what happens. It's Vitali. There we go with Minoff with 5 on the shot clock. Kick out. Vitali off 1 foot. That's no good. Easy fast break, layup, bunny, no good. Oh my goodness, Aminov cleans it up. That looked a little bit awkward. Could have been called for a travel. The U.S. kind of gave up on that defensive possession.
And that's what you're going to type. That's what you're going to get when you have 8-man subbing in for 5v5 in the 4th quarter. Great 3 there by Vitali.
As Vitali gets that one to drop. Aminov down low. Tries to use his right on the left-hand side. No good. U.S. with the chance to tie this game. They really have been clawing back. It's Vitali. They're looking to get it down low to Minoff. Minoff instead, the screen on Fogel. That's triple. Too strong.
And we're approaching the 5-minute mark here. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. United States 59, Australia 61. It's a nail-biter in Buenos Aires.
Cody DiBartoli uses the glass nicely. Little underhand sauce. Lead back up to 4. Timeout, United States. Crowd is loving it. Largely Australian crowd here.
Yeah, it looks like one of the Australians' women's teams competed on a nearby court, finished up their game, came on over here to cheer on the boys.
And a look into the huddle. Coach Jared, what do you think he's saying to his squad right now?
The big thing is rushing towards the big men, taking advantage of their size, and when I say that, I mean trying to get fouled. You've seen a lot of incidental fouls by men like Minoff, by men like Vitali, who really just tried to stuff the ball, but so big are their wingspans, they're fouling the players on all fronts.
Yeah, aggressive takes. Can't be afraid to get blocked. I said that earlier in the broadcast, but it's okay to miss layups. It's okay to get blocks. What it does is induces the other team to sometimes commit fouls and collapse defensively, and hopefully that'll open things up for them for 3. And for the U.S. team, they're going to have to keep on working the ball down low to Minoff, spreading out, and they need Vitali to hit those shots because that's what they're taking. Right, Minoff's getting down low, but he's not usually putting it up at the hoop. He's kicking it out, and if they're going to have to hit the threes if they're going to do that.
Two different strategies here for two different teams. United States got to focus on offense, get those points up, shorten the gap between them and Australia, while the Aussies, they got to focus on defense, block as much as they possibly can.
Simcox found himself wide open, gave it off to Berger. Minoff gets down low, foul, 2 shots. He's getting to that low block. If you're the Australian team, you're going to have to try to force him out so he's not able to get a grab there. That's just way too close to the hoop. And the double comes. But Minoff too skilled, too fundamentally sound to give him that kind of opportunity. And now he misses a free throw. We haven't really seen him do that much today.
I mean, he's been playing every single quarter, every single minute of this game. His stamina definitely not at 100%. And oh!
That'll be a lane violation, but the shot will count. And there'll be no extra shot.
Got a little antsy there, was Aminov.
Aminov, the catalyst of the offense for the Australian team. It's the big moments. Look at him go. 7 on the shot clock. He gives it up. Corner. Someone's going to have to put up a shot. It's a tough layup, no good. That'll be a shot clock violation, or at least it should be. Yep, now it's called. Ball never hit the rim. Hopefully both Simcox and Fibashenko are okay. Good defensive set by Team USA. Aminov tried to razzle-dazzle, and no one was biting.
Yeah, now's not the time to quote-unquote razzle-dazzle. Now's the time to make points. Now's the time to figure out what you're doing and stick to a game plan. Such a close game with such high stakes ahead of you. 3 points here in Argentina.
Vogel. Vitali, they're going to lean on both of those players. That ball's poked away.
And you saw the malfunction of the junction by Vitali. He was talking game plan and got the ball stolen from him right behind his back by Australia.
Chernovsky with the finish. So a big play there, and it's been like this all game. Just when the U.S. get within striking distance, they just can't seem to put it together. They've got 3 minutes and 46 seconds left.
Berger, a man who has put in so much work, so much speed while driving down the court, brings it to Minoff.
Minoff works his way inside, he'll get fouled. And they're just going to keep on going at him.
Another
Minoff.
foul.
You see, Team Australia cannot let him get that touch. There's nothing they could do. He's too good, Matt Minoff. Getting his way inside, and he's going to have to hit these free throws. Every point now, so meaningful down the stretch.
Minoff, also such a gigantic human being. It's very tough to miss him.
He goes 1 for 2 from the line. 4-point game. 3:30 to go. Edge of your seat time. It's Bassett. Cody, turnaround three, short. Gets his own rebound. And foul's going to be called on Simcox.
And coach said that he wanted to face Argentina in the playoff bracket. I think if this game comes down to being this close, he may want to face Australia come the playoff tournament.
Timeout called. 3:14 to go. And we're going to look at the upcoming schedule as these games move along. This is it for them, obviously, but then after this they will have the medaling game, so there'll be a semifinals and then a championship game. We have mentioned a few times the game against Argentina where they lost, and the game against the U.S. men's open team, which they've lost.
And out of both games, you could see score-wise, this is the closest the U.S. has come to winning. There was a big score gap when it came to them facing the U.S. And while they faced Argentina, the score gap was a little less, but it was still pretty wide. Now they're taking on Australia, and it could literally be anybody's game. This is what Maccabi USA is all about, and this is why you tune in to Play-by-Play Productions.
So time to take a deep breath. 3:14 to go in this game, at least in regulation. This is Maccabi Media. You're watching all this on Maccabi Media. So many people behind the scenes doing so much for the stream. People being able to watch their families at home. In America, we're out here in Buenos Aires. It's been beautiful.
Absolutely.
Indoors right now, and you can feel the tension. Heat picking up. Both teams talking game plan, how they're going to traverse this last 3:14 of regulation. And again, we cannot overstate it, although we may have already, how important this game is for both these teams. And again, even though everyone makes the playoffs, you want that better matchup against Argentina than the U.S. men's open team. Cody will get 2 shots, as that was the 5th foul on Team USA. So even though he wasn't shooting at the time, he'll get 2 shots, and he connects on the first.
Even the individual foul shots can make the difference here in the deep waters of this one.
Both free throws go. Lead up to 6. U.S. cannot get away from their game plan. They got to work it into Minoff, but a trap coming by the Australians. The foul will be called.
And that's the issue with zone compared to man-to-man. You saw a 2-on-1 on Dustin Simcox, and that led to a foul being placed for the United States in favor of them. Maybe man-to-man is the way to go here when it comes to being late into the game if you want to avoid fouls.
Here we go, back at Minoff. Let's see what he could do. Kick out, Fogel. 3-pointer on its way. Can't get it to fall. Athletic board by Berger, but he throws it away. And it's Aminov now for the Australians. U.S. needs a stop. They need a couple, but they definitely need this one. Cody, ball on the deck. Right hand, no good. Berger with the board.
Berger putting it all on the line. You saw the pace that he really has while going down the court. You could see that he's putting everything into this one. Really a player to look out for in this one.
Minoff on the low block. Vitali, that's an open 3. Short. Berger with the board. Simcox. Down low to Minoff. Gets to his spot. Layup up and in.
Easy money there for Minoff. That's where he's most comfortable, going for the easy layup at his height.
Oh, good transition defense by Minoff. It was a nice find by Aminov. Layup just couldn't go. Simcox doubled. Vitali's got it. Aggressive defense. Ball poked away. USA basketball, 13 on the shot clock. 4-point game. 1:48 on the game clock. 1:45, pardon me, on the game clock.
Yeah, and that failed layup attempt by Australia could really help the United States here. 4 points left. As you said, just under 2 minutes in this one. Anybody's game, especially with the amount of threes we've seen being shot here.
Minoff back out to Vitali. Nice touch pass. Vitali rolls around the rim. 3 does not go down. Gosh, the U.S. needed that one.
as unlucky could be with that one. A perfect shot, but it just didn't get to go. But you can't let that get to you now. You gotta think. Get your head in the game.
Aminov, teardrop floater, nothing but net. Big bucket. Berger. The U.S. need to hurry. They gotta get buckets, they gotta get stops. Fogel works his way down low, 2 shots.
Yeah, and Aminov's floater there, while he made it in, we didn't really see much of a block attempt by Minov. Maybe that could be the fatigue coming into play. He played every single minute of every single quarter in this one. It's an absolute workout, to say the least.
Big free throws coming for Fogel here. He's too strong on the first, and it's interesting that no USA players are there to grab this rebound. They've been doing it all game, probably trying to conserve energy, but there's a minute left. And they've got size, but the second one goes down. So it did not matter. Should not be rolling the ball here if you're Team Australia.
5-point deficit here for the United States. What's gonna happen?
Fibashenko. Aminov fouled. So that would be 2 shots for Aminov. Fogel only connected on 1. Aminov now with a chance to make it a 7-point game.
The entire gymnasium here at the CSAB, got their eyes on the game. Got their eyes on this play, as it looks like we might have a little controversy on the court.
The free throw's not going to count. The ref called it off before he shot the ball. Aminov made it. It's pretty true the whole time as well.
Charlie, we're just under 1 minute in what has been a back and forth affair. 64 United States, 69 Australia. What an incredible game. What an incredible atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere has picked up as the game has gone along. We mentioned it. The fourth quarter has seen the audience maybe even triple at this point, with other teams coming before their games. They're watching the end of this one. It's been a fun, tightly contested affair. Both teams giving it their all, as per usual here at the Maccabi Games.
It's all taking place live here in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Oh, so they counted the free throw. So I thought they didn't. They did. So the second free throw is down. Both free throws go. 7-point game. Timeout by Coach Kahane, and it's do or die time. It's desperation mode now for the U.S.
Do or die, perfectly stated there.
And we're going to actually send it back into the huddle again.
All right, so horns.
Matt, Paul. Which way do you like to flare, Paul?
Right way.
Yeah. Paul, you're setting the screen for Avi. Avi comes off. I set a back screen for Paul, and then I'm slipping.
All right, but guys, then we got to
Corner, JB and Dustin corner.
Okay, and then after this bucket, we got to go man. Okay, we pick it up full court.
Let's get fouls.
Okay, if we have fouls, we stop the clock. Let's foul. Okay, but let's not let them take 10 seconds off the clock.
Come on, we're right here.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
You heard it there by Coach. It's a race against time. He said, let's not let them take 10 seconds off the clock. Time's so valuable when it comes to being this late in the game at the point deficit they're at.
Yeah, and it was Minov who was drawing up the play. So like we mentioned before, all these players have the ability and have the leeway to make decisions, draw plays by themselves. So here we go. 54.8 on the clock. U.S. going to take it out from half court. They got to hurry. They need some ball luck. They need some missed free throws. Let's see how they fare. It's Simcox to inbound the ball. Fogel. Vitali. Oh, gives it away. Big steal. Fast break. Right hand on the left side is good. Jack Bissett, the captain. 40 seconds left. The U.S., they're going to have to pull off a miracle here. Work it down low. Layup is good. Timeout is going to be called by Australia. We're going to go to a quick break. .30 seconds left, 7-point game. 35 seconds left, pardon me. The U.S., they're going to need to stop Team Australia inbounding the ball. It's 2 shots on every foul now. So if the Australians can make their free throws, they'll be able to probably get away with this win. If not, it's anyone's game. The U.S. Opens team looks on. Again, this is the open division, obviously. So those two are competitors. Ball gets inbounded to Aminov. Pushes it up the court. Bartoli is fouled. That's Bailey DiBartoli. He'll get 2 shots. Interesting that Aminov gave it up. Aminov has been so good from the free throw line as Berger checks out of the game. Simcox checks back in.
Berger sprinted at the attempt to foul Australia there, simply because time is so valuable at this point. They can't let them waste time on offense. They need to foul them at all costs necessary.
First free throw, no good. So still some life for the Americans.
Got ourselves a ball game here, Charlie.
Second shot is good. It's going to have to be quick. It's Rubenstein. Jets down the court. He gets fouled. Wow, not what you want to do if you're Team Australia.
No, and the United States has been very successful from beyond the foul line. And it's weird seeing somebody that isn't Matt Minoff at the foul line as well.
Yeah. The U.S. team has not done a great job shooting today, and they're going to have to turn it on here in the last 26 seconds. First free throw is true. And we got Vitali and Minoff for Team USA here to grab board. They don't need to do that. Here comes the press. They're going to pick up man like they spoke about in the huddle. Aminov is fouled right away. That'll go on Fogel, so he'll get 2 shots. 6-point game, 25.1, 23.7.
Some smart strategy there by the United States, fouling at all costs, as per mentioned. Fogel has been a human highlight reel all game. He made a buzzer beater right before the half. Let's see if he can make some more fireworks here.
No good on the first. So in the past 2 possessions, the Australians have been fouled. They've missed at least 2 free throws. What will happen on this next one? That one's good. Here comes Minoff. He gets picked up at half court. Corner, Simcox, open 3, good close. No good. Rebounded by Australia. They're going to look to dribble it out. 12 seconds left in the game. The U.S. has got a foul, and they do. Things getting almost to the point where they're out of hand for the U.S. team, who fears to be dropping now to 0-3 in round-robin competition, round-robin play, pardon me.
And despite the outcome of this one, the United States will still make it to the playoff bracket, involved with 4 teams. It's all about momentum.
Fibashenko made the first. And he made the second. So that'll all but do it. 10.2 to go. Got the men's U.S. game coming up next on Maccabi USA. Maccabi USA. Shot by Fogel is no good. And that'll do it. The Australians take down the Masters 35-plus team by a score 77-68. It was a hard-fought battle. Both teams have positives and negatives to take away as they move on towards the playoffs and hopefully to medal for both these teams.
Yeah, and despite the outcome for the United States, as heartbreaking as it is, they have a lot to keep their head up high about. They played a really fast pace. They played a really strong game here against a much younger, hungrier Australia. But hey, anything could happen here in the Maccabi. Let's see how they fare in the tournament.
And now hopefully we're going to grab an interview now with Coach Jared of Team Australia. We're just getting him ready as the Australian team thanks their fans. They're all hyped. They just beat Team USA. They improved to 1-2 in round robin play. They'll look to take this win with them into the playoffs. And now standing by with Julia is Coach Jared.
Hi, I'm with Australia coach Jared Keyser. How was the game today? How does it feel to win?
Yeah, that was unbelievable. For a nice way to start the new year, we've come off two tough, really two tough games. Your USA Open team are amazing. Argentina at home game 1 was tough, so we knew we had to come out against a really strong group, and it happened to be on our end, so we're very, very happy about that.
Yeah, and what did you tell your players going into the game since it's a team of older guys?
Yeah, so we knew they were going to be really high IQ, which they were. That was a credit to the coach, credit to the players. So we knew we had to run. That was our game plan, and across 40 minutes, that's what got it done for us, so we're happy with that.
Great. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Coach Jared. The Australian team clearly having some fun after that win. Thank you all for tuning in today. Again, Team Australia came out on top against the USA Masters 35-plus team in the Opens division. Coming up next, we're going to have the Opens men's basketball team could take on Argentina. So you're going to want to stay tuned and watch that. For Charlie Goldberg, for Julia Levine, I'm Charlie Bentheim saying thank you so much for joining us here today, and have a good one. Happy New Year.